Hello and welcome to Coffee with Craig. Today we're going to be talking about the gun control president. That's right, we're talking about our former president, the most recent former president, President Barack Obama, and his position on gun control, and how many saw him as really as often as he went into the media and called for control of firearms and saying we need to deal with these crises and the number of gun deaths that are taking place in our country. We need to do something. Well, evidently that something did not include prosecuting individuals who attempt to illegally purchase firearms. That's right, people who are banned or who've lost their right to keep and bear arms, people going to gun stores in order to purchase a firearm who are prohibited individuals. Yeah, they some of them actually are trying to go to gun stores and buy guns and trying to do a background check. And, well, there's some problems. Check it out.
There was a Daily Caller investigative piece that found that more than 100,000 convicted felons or other prohibited persons tried to buy guns each year during the Obama administration because they lied on their application, which is against the law. But it was so lightly prosecuted, it's got people going, whoa, what was up with that? What do you know about this?
Oh, Steve, you're so right on this. First off, the former administration, the former President Obama was called the gun control president, but this president was one of the laxest where it concerned enforcement of gun laws and prosecution of those who broke gun laws. Now, you mentioned the 4473. That is the form that you fill out when you go and get your background check in the NRA-created NICS system. It checks 3 separate FBI-maintained databases. And the problem with this is that there are a lot of people that would falsify their 4473. Now, that's a serious crime. But Joe Biden once told reporters in a separate Daily Caller piece several years ago that he, quote, they didn't have time to prosecute everyone who lied on their 4473, made a mistake, or checked a wrong box. What is the point of having these laws when you have people who refuse to enforce them? And so this is what the NICS system, this is what catching these people at the point of sale is all about, so you don't punish the law-abiding.
Dana,
and I want to add really quickly, too, with Attorney General Jeff Sessions, we've seen an increase now in prosecutions of felony possession, 23%, and in firearms that are illegally possessed and abused during drug trafficking. We've seen an increase in those prosecutions over 10%. So I think that the president and I think that Attorney General Jeff Sessions are both owed a lot of credit from people like the Brady Group and the Moms Demand in Everytown, because they fearmonger and fundraise off these issues, but they're not given credit where it's due.
Exactly. They're not giving credit where it's due. And let's just be real. Okay, so at the federal level, period, there has been a 30% reduction. There was a 30% reduction in the last 5 years of the Obama administration in prosecuted crimes, period. I mean, it wasn't just gun crimes that they weren't prosecuting. It was across the board, whether it dealt with property crimes, immigration offenses, drug offenses, and, yes, firearms crimes. They just were not prosecuting them. In fact, and that's, by the way, that's not something that's just specific to the federal level. That's happened all the way down. Oftentimes what happens is, because over 90% of all felony cases end in plea bargains, a lot of times the things that they plead away are the gun crimes, the gun possession, illegal purchase, things along those lines are the things that oftentimes they wind up pleading away. You know, and we're not talking about like a slight. I mean, we're not saying that, okay, well, there were 100,000 people who misinformed, misfilled out, or had wrong information, incorrect information, or just flat out lied on their federal form to purchase a firearm. We're talking there were only 30 to 40 prosecutions. 100,000 people, 100,000 bad applications, and only 30 to 40 prosecutions. Now, mind you, we've seen those numbers go up significantly, as was pointed out. Once again, and, you know, say what you want. I don't know. I don't care how you feel about Donald Trump. The fact is that under Donald Trump, we've seen federal prosecutions of criminals with guns go up significantly. Dana Loesch pointed out in her thing, 23%. And once again, not just individuals who attempted to purchase a firearm illegally, but possession of a firearm illegally, use of a gun in a gun crime. Here in California, we just passed a law that would allow a judge to give a reduced sentence for individuals who utilize a firearm during the commission of a crime. Used to be they had a mandatory minimum. Now that can be reduced. Here's the thing: is if you want to say you're about gun control, I think there's one thing that we all agree on, at least, well, other than the politicians, but I think we all agree on this. None of us want criminals to use guns. And I believe all of us want criminals punished when they use guns in the commission of a crime. And the only way that's going to happen is that the people who are in charge with enforcing the law actually do their jobs. Anyway, that's my word for today. That's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. Thank you so much for liking this video. Thank you so much for sharing this video. Thank you so much for being a part of the fight for civil rights. Have fun, stay safe, stay free.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.